Hello, we're the History Hikers. I'm Dries.
And I'm Jente.
And we're at the Château de Puivert.
And Dries told me this is one of the most beautifully kept castles.
Let's see if we're right. We find ourselves on a hill overlooking the village of Puivert. It was here that in the 12th century a castrum and first castle was built. Its rulers were the Congost family. These powerful lords regularly welcomed great people at their home in Puivert, like Eleanor of Aquitaine with a host of troubadours. Besides carousers, they were also fervent Cathar believers. This, of course, attracted the ire of the Crusaders during the Albigensian Crusade.
In November 1210, an army at the head of Pons de Bruyère, who was one of Simon de Montfort's generals, laid siege to the castle. After 3 days the defenders would surrender and Pons de Bruyère was allowed to keep the castle as his personal prize. His descendant Thomas de Bruyère would rebuild it in the coming century.
The new castle was built as an extension to the old castle. It's this new castle we see today. A large enclosure supported by 8 towers was added. Today 5 of the towers remain. The most impressive construction would have to be the donjon or keep. It has been preserved extraordinarily well.
To the west of the keep, a stately home would originally have been adjoined. We can still see the traces of the walls attaching it to the keep. Though it's impressive from the outside, it's the inside that really stands out.
The keep is made up of 5 levels. The basement level gives off an eerie vibe with the lonely window lighting up the dark interior. There's a model of a castle on display here. It's not Puivert, but rather an example of what a Cathar castle would have looked like during the Crusade.
The room above the basement is the guard room. Another massive barrel vaulted ceiling holds the floors above, while intricately designed windows and benches bring the light into this serene room. On display we have weapons, armor and old furniture to give off an authentic medieval vibe. There have been so few alterations to the keep since the Middle Ages, making it truly one of the best preserved castles in the area. This will only become more evident as we climb ever higher.
Our next stop then is the castle's chapel, where the architectural decorations really start to show themselves. Look at those stunning cross vaults supporting the weight of the ceiling. The immense window draws in the sunlight and bathes the chapel in golden colors.
The true treasure lies on the highest floor, however. This ceremonial room is coined the musician's room. Just look at the sculptures at the base of the ribbed vaults. These 8 finely carved musicians play historical instruments like the lute and fiddle. It harkens back to a time when Puivert hosted the famous visit of Eleanor of Aquitaine and her procession of troubadours in 1131. Standing in this room, marveling at its beauty, we were transported to that time and felt the festivities unfold around us.
Let's continue on with the arbitrary subjective castle score. I'm gonna say an 8.5. Yeah, cool outside, cooler inside. What do you think?
8.5 indeed. The outside, I was a little bit skeptical, like best preserved medieval castle. I maybe have seen better preserved ones, but then you get inside and I rest my case.
Yep. Thank you so much for watching. We were the History Hikers.
If you want to share your own score, put it in the comments. And otherwise, like, comment, subscribe and all that good YouTube stuff if you want to see more of these kind of castles.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.